she said, after he told her, right? This is what Jesus said to that white woman. Jesus called that white woman a dog. He literally called her, he literally compared her to a dog as opposed to the Israelites, which he called children, right? He said, it is not meet to take the children's bread and to cast it to dogs. Who are the children? The children are the Israelites. These are Jesus' words. He's comparing the Israelites to children in the metaphor. At the same time, let's see how or what he compares the white woman to. And to cast it to dogs. He is comparing her to a German shepherd. That's what he is comparing her to. It is clear, it is plain, right? There's no debate about this. Verse 27, and she said, truth, Lord. This is crucial to understand what occurred after that. To understand why Yahweh, why Jesus responded the way that he responded, you have to recognize what she did in verse 27. In verse 27, she accepted the comparison that Jesus made. She accepted her position comparing to the children of Israel as a dog. She accepted that. And she said, truth, Lord, yet the dogs eat of the crumbs. Meaning what? Yes, I understand. I am a dog. I understand. But the dogs, they eat. Yet the dogs eat of the crumbs which fall from the master's table. Right? She recognized that she is not an Israelite. She recognized that she is not blacks, Hispanics, indigenous, native Indian people. She recognized that. She's recognized she's not from the 12 tribes of Israel. She recognized that she is a descendant of Esau. She recognized that she is a dog, right? And then Jesus answered and said unto her, O woman, great is thy faith. This is the reason why. All right, the scripture is going to tell you. Be it unto thee even as thou wilt. And her daughter was made whole from that very hour. All right? So let's see if we could get it on Mark's account. All right? Because Mark gives a little more detail. Mark, let me see. There you go. In Mark 7, verse 26, it said what? The woman was a Greek, a Syro-Phoenician by nation, and she besought him that he will cast forth the devil out of her daughter. Verse 27. But Jesus said unto her, let the children first be filled, for it is not meet to take the children's bread and to cast it unto the dogs. And she answered and said unto him, yes, Lord. Yet the dogs under the table eat of the children's crumb. Verse 28, verse 29. And he said unto her, for this saying, go thy way. The devil is gone out of thy daughter. So why did Jesus heal her daughter? A lot of people always ask this question because they say, well, you know, Jesus came for everybody because surely she was not an Israelite. And then look, he healed her daughter. Meaning Jesus came for everybody. No, this does not change the scriptures. This does not change the prophecy that the Messiah will come to deliver Israel. This don't change that. This does not change that Jesus will sit on his father's throne, David, and he will be there to save his people. This does not change the fact that Jesus said, I am not sent but unto the 12 sons of Israel or the 12 tribes of Israel. This does not change it. What this show is that she recognized her position in our kingdom. She recognized that she is not an Israelite. She recognized that she is a dog. That's why Jesus said, for this saying, the same way, like I was telling y'all earlier, a white man, a white woman come in front of ISUPK camp and they deal with us where they bow down to us, they kiss our boots, they recognize that yes, y'all are the children of Israel, and they recognize that their people have done evil, their people have massacred our people, their people have committed genocide, their people have stripped us of our name, of our culture, of our language. They recognize all the evil that their people have done, and they bow down to us to show the remorse. Of course, for this action that these white people do, that you can see on the internet. You could go on YouTube right now and type ISUPK boot kiss. You're going to see exactly what I'm telling you. Well, for this action that you are going to see on YouTube when you type ISUPK boot kiss, because of this action, that's how we deal with these Edomites differently. In the same manner, Jesus Christ dealt with this Greek, with this Syrophoenician women differently because she recognized she is a dog compared to the children of Israel. Let's go with one more. The book of Matthew, chapter 10. All right? The book of Matthew, chapter 10. And as you get into these scriptures, man, you know, coming out of the Christian church, there's something that when you are in the church, you are always asking questions that never get answered. These questions that we have in the Christian church, these questions do not get answered. We only are left with more confusion. We are left with more confusion. When we go inside the church, we come out, we just left with more confusion, man. The pastor does not answer any of our questions. They just sing and dance and have a good sermon, but then the questions about life, the questions about the condition of our people, the question about our purpose, these questions, they do not get answered in the church. But in the ISUPK, these questions will be answered. As you read these scriptures, you will understand clearly why we are in the position that we are in as a people. You will understand clearly why was it important for Jesus Christ to come through the seed of David and to die for us. You will clearly understand. Why? Because there is a river, like Captain Tazariak says all the time, there is a river that flows through the Bible, man. When you read the Old Testament and you read the New Testament and you see how they intertwine, you see how it makes sense, you see how it was prophesied that we will be destroyed as a people if we went astray. Like, you can see all these things. So now these answers, these questions that we have as a people, now when you come into the ISUPK, you are learning the doctrine that we teach, which is the truth, because ISUPK is the home of the truth. Now these questions that you have will be answered. Now you can begin to understand, man, this is the reason why we are destroyed today as a people. This is the reason why we got all these other races of people that are ruling over America, that are on top of us. Whether we are in America, in Puerto Rico, in Jamaica, in Haiti, in Mexico, in Venezuela, in Dominican Republic, it does not matter where we are as a people. Another nation is ruling over us. And that is because we are God's chosen people. And Jesus Christ only came to deliver us out of this condition that we are in. These other nations do not need to be delivered because they didn't receive the punishment that we receive for our disobedience. We are the one who received the punishment. So how can these other nations who did not receive the punishment that we received, because our punishment was specific. We received a specific punishment. These other nations, they know who they are. They are not confused. They do not need to do no DNA test.